We've got the the bench is loaded tonight. Everybody showed up on time because it's theme song night.
That was the reason.
Yeah.
I wouldn't miss it.
Yeah, it's pretty big deal. I mean, I even reanimated the intro, which you know how difficult it is to animate a DVD loading screen.
Right. Oh my God, is that Adam? Even Adam's here. Wow.
Yeah.
I was going to say I crawled out from under my rock, but I didn't even have to do that.
You're going to be here, Ray.
I'm joining you from securely under my rock.
Yay.
Yeah, no,
What a cozy spot that must be.
We've got a good group. We're going back to a hit, which is Pedro. We've been on a Pedro Pascal kick. So if you're here to draw with us, you're in the right place. We're going to get going in just a minute or so. We're drawing The Last of Us tonight. So we'll get going in a minute.
If you're a fan of celebrity stunt doubles, you need to watch the right portraits getting drawn.
Well, I did some research and they said, first I who's popular, and Pedro's really popular, so we keep bringing him back.
Nice.
He's a hit. Anyways, all right. Is everybody ready for this? It's happening.
Do it.
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
That's awesome.
So well done. I love it.
How much did Pixar charge you to animate that thing?
I saw it on my other laptop. It was jumping all over the place. It was a smooth animation on my end.
You know what? You sent it to me and it was smooth when I looked at it on my phone earlier.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. John, whenever you want to steal the screen.
I will do so.
Yeah.
And we'll see if I have the capabilities. There we go.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Drawing Hive and our new intro. I love it. Thank you.
Yeah, shout out to Dan Billen of Dawn Music.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. We very much appreciate it.
Great job.
So awesome.
So tonight we are drawing The Last of Us. And as I said, I did my research and I figured out who was popular, and evidently Pedro's really popular right now. So I'm joking, but I think this is the end of this season. Is it coming up this week? So we thought we'd bring it back, and we got some fun reference here to work from. Anna Torv as Tess. That's our first 20-minute pose. Our second is Rutina Wesley as Maria. Third is Pedro himself as Joel. And then Lamar Johnson as Henry. I love this pose. It's a beautiful shot. So we're going to do two 20-minute poses, and you have the option of the photograph of Lamar here or of Pedro for a 40-minute pose, or you can do them both. You can do 20-minute poses on each. But at the end of the night, or hopefully in between poses, you'll be posting your work to #DrawingHive on Instagram, and then we'll go through and take a look at everything. We got a big. Again, the bench is loaded tonight. Bill Cove, Cassandra Loomis Kim, Adam Gustafson, Raymond Bonilla. Timmy is here making sure everything is under control, or we're under control. And I'm John. So thank you all for joining us. And again, this is this should be a fun night. We got some fun things. I think Timmy's got some news, some things to talk about. If you have questions, feel free to control the narrative by asking questions. Timmy will be looking for some fun things to talk about.
Yep, and also I just dropped a link to the photos in the chat. So let's get going.
Right.
Also, if anybody wants to join me drawing with their opposite hand, that will be what I'm doing tonight.
Oh my God, that's right. Your
Yeah.
surgery.
Here's my painting hand right now.
What
I
happened?
see who's signed it. It looks like you've
Oh,
got-
my daughter Verity made 2 possums in love on it for me.
Sandra,
And
you're
it's done.
left-handed?
Yeah.
Yeah, Cassandra, you're gonna have to, if you're gonna continue this career, you're gonna have to give up the kickboxing. It's getting to the point that's gonna be rough on you.
Yeah. So forgive my drawing in advance. It'll be a good challenge for me tonight.
This is the point where she goes all Inigo Montoya on us.
No, I can promise you that's not going to happen.
I am not left-handed.
I wish I could do that. I could be like, oh, secret time.
Yeah, Wesley's, I'm not left-handed either.
They just showed that at the West Orange Classic Film Festival, so I got to take my family and go see it on the big screen. The
Oh,
Princess
that's
Bride.
so fun.
Andre the Giant is even bigger when you see him in an AMC theater.
Oh,
That's a large person.
Hey, if anybody's wondering, if you want to be part of the chat, we do not use the chat box on Zoom, but if you do want to join the community, I just dropped a link to our Discord server. So it's a fun little place and we keep it open all week. So join us there. You can also use the Q&A on Zoom if you do have questions.
So Timmy, I have a question for you. That animation you said was full framed, like it was smooth, like did Zoom like cut
I
the
forgot
frame rate in
to,
half?
yeah, when I shared it to Zoom, I forgot to hit the optimize for video. That's
Oh, because it actually played like it was the sort of the slideshow as like aesthetic was actually in line with the beat, which I
It
thought was
was.
awesome.
Yeah.
I hope that the music played smoothly.
Oh yeah, the music.
It did. Yeah.
That's good to know. Yeah, no, I felt pretty smart about this because I was like, all right, I want to make the DVD the same thing I did with the DVD like logo for the last song. And you know how you do it? You just get a video of the DVD logo bouncing around on YouTube.
Uh-huh.
Just map it, just like keyframe map it, and it takes like 2 minutes. I was pretty excited about that.
Oh my God.
People that don't know, I mean, it's not as easy as it looks. Like it looks like an app that you would just like drop something like. I might make a website that's just like drop your logo on the DVD loader. Yeah.
Right. It's not actually easy yet.
No, it's not. It should be though. It's just like one app away. Yeah.
It's easier than it was 15 years ago.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Well, you know what's funny is there was we were, you know, we've created ads to, you know, spread the word about Drawing Hive before. And I had some of Audrey's drawings of Christopher the model and Gianna, my wife. And I messaged Audrey, I was like, hey, I found this like animator website. Can I like drop these in and see what they look like when they just get animated by this? I can't even remember what it's called. It's just like it's like an auto animation of like your artwork. And
Yeah.
it was so creepy.
Really?
Oh my God. Yeah.
Is that like, was it sort of like that app that people were using to like make their, you know, grandmother's wedding pictures smile and wink at them?
No. That's totally
That was
weird.
a different creepy.
That's stranger in a different way. This was just like, it made them look like Weekend at Bernie's animations.
Oh, wow.
Like
That sounds right up our alley. You should have done more with that.
Yeah, I sent them to Audrey and she was like, I love these. And I was like, I don't think people know our personalities enough for this to work in an ad. Yeah.
Like, you won't get many students, but the ones you do will be in the right place.
They're gonna be diehards.
They'll be our people.
Yeah. So what is everybody, we've got so many people here tonight. What is anybody working with anything out of the ordinary tonight as far as medium?
Somebody's left hand,
Somebody left
Using
hand.
my right hand.
right hand, excuse me.
Ray, you're in Photoshop again.
I'm in Photoshop again next week. I'll be in acrylics. I promise.
You promise.
Actually, don't hold me to that. I hope to. I came in late today.
Adam, is that what are you working with? Paper and medium.
I am on this Fabriano toned green. Oh, I'm sorry, it's Rembrandt. It's not from Fabriano. Like all media drawing paper. Right now I'm using a Sanguine Conte crayon, but I'm probably gonna be busting out some charcoal and some gouache and some whatever's in my kitchen sink. Not even the kitchen sink, just whatever's in it. When desperation kicks in.
Yeah, but that makes it cool.
I was just gonna say, Cassandra, we're checking in to see how old righty is doing.
I love
Oh
the
my
giant
gosh.
pencil.
Feeling slow.
We might turn Cassandra's video off if the drawing's too good.
Right.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's yeah.
Already it reminds me of I had this when I first started teaching, I was giving private lessons and I had this really wonderful student who was she was so good that we would decide to try to mess her up every now and then. And so we decided like as in like she was in on this, like, let's do a blind contour self-portrait day. And she could, no matter what she did, she couldn't not make it look like a drawing of her.
Wow.
Like, opposite hand, looking in the mirror, not looking at her picture at all. And she'd look back at it and be like, oh, I just drew myself. I've
So
never
after you failed it, what'd you do?
Luckily she was a private lesson, so she
Oh,
was I think she was like 16 at the time that was going on. She eventually went to Cornell and became like a consultant at Sotheby's.
and handled the latest Da Vinci
Yes, actually, yeah,
Salvador Mundi sale.
was kind of in the room for that.
Wow.
Amazing. But Cassandra, you know who else was left-handed?
Who?
Dean Cornwell.
Well, that's awesome.
I did not know that about Dean Cornwell.
It's amazing he was able to get away with it because, like, I mean, in preschool they tried to switch me. That's just the 80s. So
Whoa, really?
yeah,
Wow,
they
I didn't
kept
think they
telling
did.
me I was doing it wrong and kept trying to switch hands, and then they would turn their back and I put it back in my left hand, and like I didn't understand. I didn't even know I was left-handed. I just thought they meant that I didn't know the difference between right and left for a really long time, honestly.
Oh, that was happening well into the 90s even. I have two friends that like just don't like their handwriting is just not legible at all because they were forced.
Yeah, I one of my best friends is like that too. And we always teased him as an art major because he was the one of us who had the most trouble drawing. He's a brilliant graphic designer and a great photographer. And his drawing skills are just, well, they look like the drawing skills of someone not using their dominant hand, really. But that's what his handwriting was. It was because his grandmother caught him being ambidextrous one day, and she tied his left hand down.
Whoa. That's crazy. I wonder if that caused people to become ambidextrous as well, because of that. I think about this often. Well, every so often, whenever this comes up,
I can't use left-handed scissors because they were never available. So I never learned how to use them.
Wow. my teacher Bill Mon, he told the story one time of like one of his mentors was Reynold Brown. Anybody know Reynold Brown?
No,
He did the John, you know Reynold Brown?
I don't. I'm trying to think of who it is. I've heard the name, but I
Oh,
can't
man.
imagine who it is.
So there's a famous movie poster illustrator did Attack of the 50-Foot Woman and Creature from the Black
Oh,
Lagoon.
awesome.
Very cool.
And like a bunch of other stuff. And so he taught at Art Center, right? Geez, you know, he might have actually been one of your dad's teachers for all I know. Yeah. And Bill would tell us that every so often Reynold Brown would get bored in class, and while people were working on stuff, he'd go up to the chalkboard and he would draw with both hands at the same time. And he'd draw like bar fights and things like that, like just straight out of his head. And it was like the most amazing thing ever.
Wow.
And I made Bill, like I asked him, I'm like, what do you mean both hands, like actually both hands, drawing both hands? He goes, yeah, he was ambidextrous. And, you know, of course I checked this tall tale, you know, I get with like some other, like my other teacher, Craig Nelson, who had Reynold Brown, was really close to him. And he says, oh yeah, Reynold will do that all the time. So I'm wondering if that's like he was left-handed and they just forced him to use his right, and that might have caused that.
Or he was just
Yeah.
raised Protestant and he was just allowed to be himself.
Right.
Yeah. Those crazy Protestants using both hands all the time.
I don't follow that.
Well, it was a Catholic grandma that turned my
Okay.
buddy Scott right-handed.
Okay.
Whereas I grew up in a decidedly non-Catholic household, and so I only learned these tall tales from the kids I knew who went to Catholic school.
Yeah. Is there a reason to practice drawing with your non-dominant hand?
Well, surgery.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really makes that's surgery. Yeah. It really makes you think.
Yeah.
Supposed to be good for neurons connecting, like new neurons, because you're using like a different, like when you draw or paint with one hand, you use certain parts of your brain, and when you use your other, you use different parts of the brain. So it helps new neuronal connections. Or
I've watched Gary Kelly. It was kind of a joke. It was this Gary Kelly and Sterling Hunley were kind of just joking with each other, drawing one night or many nights at the academy. And Sterling made a joke and said, hey, I did it was a really nice drawing. He goes, hey, I did this one with my left hand, Gary. And Gary said, okay. He goes, I'll do my next one with my left hand. And it didn't look any different than the one he did from with his right hand.
oh dang.
Jeez.
It was not that much difference. And the message was, my dad drew with his left hand quite a bit too. He said he just had to think a lot more when he was drawing with his left hand. And I've done it. I've done it in here a couple of times. I think it's a very healthy thing for people to do.
Has anyone ever been like working on something, then accidentally you just like something, you know, feel like, oh, I've reached that better from over here.
Oh
And-
yeah.
Oh,
That
yeah,
I do all the time.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know, you switch and you're like, man, why is this so hard? Oh, that's right. That's because
So, but
I could do it if I warm up.
I'm left-handed.
now drawing's one thing, but learning how to hit a serve or bat the opposite hand, that is hard to do.
Yeah.
Rafael Nadal is right-handed, serves left-handed.
Wow.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, because you have a better angle. It can make, McEnroe left-handed had big advantage because he could serve out really far, really out wide on the ad side. But can you imagine how hard that would be? Like, somebody learning how to bat the opposite hand of it with a 90-mile-an-hour fastball coming at you.
Yeah. So I always used to be odd at switch hitters,
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
the majors, you know.
Switch hitters also see the ball faster. Or better.
Well, they have to think more, right, Bill?
Well, there's that aspect of it, which is the part about what I think is good about drawing with your left hand, but a lot of the best hitters have what's called cross dominance, where their opposite eye is dominant. If you
I
can switch
just heard about this.
Yeah, if you can switch hit, well, you can't switch the dominance of your eye easily, but if you can switch hit, I have cross dominance, and so if you switch it, you it's just the way you see the ball. I mean, it's not much difference. It's like, 2 inches between your eyes or whatever, but I've read that it makes a difference. And the right-handers with
Yeah,
left eye dominance hit better, vice versa.
yeah, I've heard about that, but in like in terms of like what makes it's gonna sound really nerdy, but what makes certain people good at video games.
Mhm.
And they said all the top video game, like especially like Call of Duty people, this was a YouTube wormhole. Okay, so you're gonna have to forgive me, but I sat and watched this thing, and there are like 99% of them, over like 99.9% of them are cross dominant. They've like they see out of their left eye and are right-handed.
Yeah, so it's easy to figure out, which hand's dominant. Wow, you guys are doing some really great stuff. You just point at something with both eyes open, and you close one eye. If your finger moves, that's not the eye open, not your dominant eye. But if your finger doesn't move, whatever eye's left open, that's your dominant eye. So that's the one you're focusing with.
All right.
So
I found out that I'm cross dominant as well. So if this art thing doesn't work out, I might go into Call of Duty, guys. So
Right.
I mean, there's a game, I forget what it was called, but it had like a dial that you spun and a button that you push to shoot or whatever. And there's like
Pong?
things crawling out of a spider web. I don't know what it's called. Old game, but I was always better to switch my hands.
I was going to say Twister, but I think that's
No, it's like some weird
So-
stuff.
showing my age there, I think.
I mean, that's a 40-year-old memory I just pulled out. So
I was
Twister.
as bad at video games as I was at real sports. If this art thing doesn't work out, I'm gonna have to convince my wife to pursue a high-paying career.
And those Call of Duty people, does she cross dominant? I mean, Call of Duty players get paid a lot of money.
That's true.
maybe I should. What's my calling? I should have become.
She's dominant in lots of ways. That's she's a force to be reckoned with. That's
Chainsaws.
right. Exactly.
Yes.
Chainsaws.
Yeah, I remember the chainsaw story.
I
Roy.
love that
Yeah,
so
Ray,
much.
did you not know that one?
No.
Times that I've thought like, someone was using a leaf blower or a lawnmower on my block, and I went down and realized that it was my wife out back with the chainsaw, like, taking out a fallen tree or taking apart the old picnic table.
I've always wanted to learn how to make like one of those chainsaw bears or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
It's
I'm
like
talking
totally
about.
a
Yeah.
life goal.
Mhm.
Ice sculpture.
Or ice sculpture. Yeah.
I think this is why
Oh.
she doesn't let me touch her chainsaws, because she knows nothing useful will come out of it.
Right. Like, don't touch my chainsaw, bro. Yeah.
Nothing good can come from it.
No, like
Well,
when I was,
can you probably tell when someone is using your chainsaw based off their wear? Like, who you know?
oh, I'm sure you can pick it up and the chain won't be quite as tight or
Yeah.
oil it.
Adam, you got some splaining to do.
Something I don't know about chainsaws, you will know.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say Adam doesn't know much about chainsaws.
No. I mean, I'm not allowed to. It's just part of the contract she sort of made with my hands. It was like, if I'm not already good at it, and I might cut my hands off doing it, I'm not allowed near it.
Ah, yeah.
The craziest Christmas gift I've ever been given. My mom wanted to give me, I needed a chainsaw, and she's afraid I'm going to hurt myself with a chainsaw. And so in her strange attempt to get me a safe chainsaw, she got me like the handgun version of a chainsaw, which was like, it literally is like a pistol grip chainsaw. And it was the most dangerous thing I've ever owned.
Wow. But I bet it makes amazing bears.
It was
Right?
wild. It was so dangerous.
Come on, guys. I mean,
Amazing.
I got a chainsaw for my 14th birthday.
Yeah, well,
We lived it.
I know, but the mortality rate of teenagers back then was like very high.
You're now
Followed by like death by lawn darts.
Yes,
Yeah,
right.
tough, but
Like, that was what if you survived to 14, they got you a chainsaw. Granted, my wife's family, like, I remember we're like shopping for Christmas presents for like the nieces and nephews. And, the conversation came up that like, okay, well, this is the year that Andrew gets Andrew's 8, so he's getting a shotgun this Christmas.
Of
And I was
course.
like, well, what do I get the kid who's getting a shotgun? Like, I don't think I can buy him toys anymore. Can I? Like, once you have
what
a
do you
real,
go?
That's a bazooka, maybe. I mean, that's a tough follow.
right?
What do you give for the child who has everything?
Yeah.
Handy
That's
chainsaw.
done last year.
Okay, here's a weird question, but I'm extremely curious about this because you talked about your protecting the hands and stuff, which is totally like, yeah, it totally like it makes total sense. It's logical. John, did any of the illustrators like Peak or Fuchs or your dad, did they insure their hands?
Oh, fun question.
I have no idea. Bernie should have. I don't know if you know this, if you knew this, Ray, but Bernie cut off his fingers. Where's my camera?
In
From this
a toy
hand,
factory, right?
I thought it was a printing company. I thought he cut it off in the printer at the school,
Wow.
cutting paper. But I'm not sure. But it was from here, this knuckle to his pinky finger, right across here.
Yeah.
That's the
Now-
end painted with.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can you imagine that?
But it gave us
And
Bernie.
that's
Fuchs-
before he got famous.
Well, it gave us Bernie Fuchs as an artist because he was like up in the air. He was having more success as a musician as a trumpet player at the time.
huh.
And so
Wild.
it kind of solved that problem.
Now, I heard that he directed some TV commercials as well.
He did.
Does anybody know where one could see some of those? Because
I would have no idea.
I would find that really, was that like in the sort
But
of?
he got into he was a cameraman and he was doing like camera work. Kind of, probably late 60s, kind of the, when his the look of his work changed tremendously.
Yeah.
And when he came back with the scrubbed out oils, the lift out oils, that was after his experience of working in film.
That kind of makes sense to me. I can see that.
So I just started Googling, celebrities who have insured body parts. It's really interesting.
I know,
Yes, I knew
like,
I
didn't
knew I
J.Lo
could count on
insure
you,
her
Timmy.
butt?
That is not. No, she did not.
You did not?
That's
Okay, is that an urban legend?
a common rumor that she has claimed is not true. But supposedly Keith Richards and Bruce Springsteen. Keith Richards has insured his hands as a guitar player, and then Bruce Springsteen insured his voice.
Oh,
Uh,
interesting.
Keith Richards.
Wow.
That
One
interesting.
point
I
six
really
million-
wanted you to say that.
Oh, all right.
I wanted you to say that-
1.6 million. All right, 1 second. Let
Yes,
me
go ahead,
finish.
go ahead. Sorry.
1.6 million for the hands.
Whoa.
It seems low.
Really low.
That's actually, yeah.
Yeah,
Seems
it's
really
low.
low. Yeah.
It's like an event for those guys.
Yeah. Bob Dylan insured his voice for $500.
I was gonna say, $10.
Yeah.
I was hoping that you were going to when you got to Keith Richards, I was hoping your next word was going to be insured his liver. Or
Oh,
Yeah. Not sure which body
Uninsurable.
part would be. Yeah. Yeah. Uninsurable.
I would think that, yeah, that's interesting. It's one of those insurance policies that I kind of don't believe it, that you can insure like that you can insure a body part. It's hard to believe because it just seems like Cristiano Ronaldo's legs are insured, supposedly, allegedly.
I would,
Like-
yeah, I 100% would do that.
Well, yeah, like you would if you could, but like what insurer would? Because like the human body goes one direction. like, like
Yeah,
Like,
but it's all
it's
depends
not
on
like
what you
a
pay.
house. What's that?
It's all depends on how much you pay for the insurance.
true.
Yeah,
And
but it's not like a home. It's not like a home where like the home might not burn down.
Right.
It's like Ronaldo's legs are gonna stop working.
Yeah, but it might be
Yeah,
term,
I-
it might be term insurance.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's he's
J-Lo,
insured for like 10
J-Lo, yeah, in an interview, J-Lo was asked about it, and she said that's impossible. You cannot insure your body parts. So,
Little does she know.
That sounds like she asked.
yeah.
yeah, that sounds like a person that looked into it.
I thought.
Wait, so
you were-
then how did Ronaldo insure his legs then?
Oh,
I think
athletes
it's
insure all the time.
I think it's all like TMZ stuff. That's my. I mean, I don't know.
If I'm an insurance company, that's money that I'd be leaving on the table if I didn't offer a service like that.
I thought you were gonna say that Bruce Springsteen insured his butt after he did the cover to Born in the USA.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, honestly, athletes insure themselves all the time for huge dollars, their body parts, their bodies. For
Yeah,
for physical injury.
Yeah, I mean, that makes perfect sense to me, you know? It's your livelihood.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
it probably
There's
features
all sorts of fun stuff.
clauses like Ronaldo, he's not allowed to, go like, Paris sailing in shark infested waters.
yeah, but that's part of his contract. That's not part of the insurance.
You're making me think of the Brian Brown character in the movie Along Came Polly. Remember you see that? He's like a base jumping shark
Yeah.
fighting.
Well,
All right.
I remember
We need-
Timmy.
We
Go
need to
ahead.
move on to pose number 2. So
Okay.
please post your work to Instagram using hashtag Drawing Hive and at Visual Arts Passage. Please post it now. Don't wait till the end. We're going to check out the work at the end of the night. Really looking forward to it. So please post it. Don't wait.
Timmy, I don't know if you remember, but when Bo Jackson had a big battle over being able to ride a motorcycle while he was an athlete. And
Right.
and
That's so different than an insurance policy. That's
but those guys have all kinds of policies on their bodies. If they're hurt
I mean,
during their career.
but that's like that's a like what would you call that? Like a
A
out of
stupidity
whack-
clause.
but it's not an insurance policy. It's like that the NFL will take care of you or your team will take care of you if you're hurt. I don't, and I'm sure that
Like
goes
that marriage
through.
vow. It's like my marriage vow about the chainsaw.
Yeah. We do have news today, and do you guys want to hit news in pose 2 or pose 3?
I'm game whenever.
We've got a lot of news. We've got, so I'm gonna kick it off early, I think.
I thought Cassandra just said that. I'm okay with
I heard
never.
that.
That's what she said also too.
Nice, Cassandra. That was good.
Way to be a team player, Cassandra.
Yeah.
This is right-handed Cassandra, so we don't even know what to expect. Okay.
Is that a little bitter-handedness?
Yeah, don't get used to it, guys.
Much nicer with her left hand.
It's like Spock. It's like Spock in the Mirror Universe, with the
It's
mustache.
totally
It's
like that.
bizarre Cassandra night.
Yeah.
Um,
Go ahead, Timmy, but just do it at your own risk, okay?
Do it now because I'm not going to be here after this post. Probably, I got a phone call to make.
Oh,
And Timmy will wait.
okay. Well, let's just do it on the third.
Oh man, I shouldn't have said that. Sorry.
All right, no, we've maxed out our movie references tonight, everybody. All right, we've got action news. We're gonna kick it off with old stuff news first, and then we've got some stolen stuff news,
Ooh.
and then we've got some and then we're gonna round it out with good deals and stuff. So here we go. Action news.
You were stepping it up, Timmy.
I know. All right. In our first story with action news on old stuff, we've got Notre Dame Cathedral set to reopen in 2024. The construction is going fast enough to allow its reopening to visitors by the end of 2024, less than 6 years after the fire ravaged its roof, which I'll be honest, when I saw this, I had completely forgotten this had happened. I think the pandemic, it was like a mind wipe. I
Yeah.
completely forgot about this. So it's going to return. The Spire in Paris will return, and the Associated Press. General Jean-Louis Georgelin said the return of the Spire will, in my opinion, be the symbol that we are winning the battle of Notre Dame. Which the general, nobody told him that this is not a war. The reconstruction itself started last year after more than 2 years of work to make the monument stable and secure enough for artisans to start rebuilding it. I thought that was really interesting. This includes recreating the 93-meter high spire that was added by the 19th century architect Eugene Viollet-le-Duc. They say that they noted that they will be faithful to the original architecture. They're sticking to the vanished shapes of the cathedral, and they're also sticking to the materials and construction methods of medieval times. We don't do concrete vaults that look like stone. We do stone vaults that we rebuild as they are built in the Middle Ages.
That's
said
awesome.
Joseph. Pretty amazing. I mean, like really amazing.
Yeah, I
they're
mean,
using-
obviously it was built to last.
Yeah. Did you see this did jog my memory a little bit, because I do remember after the fire, maybe it was a year after the fire, there was, people started posting the new design proposals for it. And some of it was pretty alarming. Like there was a really modern version that was proposed that I think got pretty far. Like, oof. All right, so nobody's got anything to say.
But no, it was,
I
wanted to make sure you were saying.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We're afraid
this
to talk, Timmy.
I've already interrupted you too many times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we hit the natural end of the news story.
Well,
No. I will say
Yeah.
I'm very glad they kind of held on to the medieval building techniques because it lasted, 700 years. Would that be accurate?
Yeah.
Just 14th century medieval, is it 15th century? But
16. Yeah.
because 16th century forward is Renaissance too. So, but nonetheless, like 600 years, that's a long time for something to last. So that was a successful building technique.
Yeah, I do know that they found a sarcophagus
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
floor. Yeah.
Yeah, like during the pandemic, and they're like, y'all, everything's crazy enough. Don't open it. Don't open it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's pretty old
Can
building.
you imagine the person who hit that there? No one's ever going to find this.
Yeah.
Believe me.
We're gonna have to burn this place down.
So I the whole thing. I realized I had my mic on mute when you were saying like, so nobody has anything. I'm like, I'm literally talking to me. And
Oh, I'm sorry.
Anybody, really? Anybody got anything?
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah,
appreciate
so-
when
Bueller.
I'm reading the story.
I was gonna say the modernist is like the modern design. That made me think like the amount of politics that went into like when they were taking bids. It must have been insane.
Yeah.
It must have been insane.
Yeah.
Because it's not like, oh, it's not as easy as like, oh yeah, we'll just rebuild it. It's not a big deal.
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty stunning, and just the idea of, I don't know, the budget for it was what I read was close to $1 billion, which is pretty shocking. Yeah.
So it's basically an NFL stadium.
Yeah, if that's what you
That's
connect
right.
with today.
But
Yeah.
publicly funded.
Right. Well, so are NFL stadiums.
Yeah, I was
Shockingly
just
enough.
kind of like NFL stadiums.
Yeah.
Have any of you spent time walking through it or been in the cathedral?
Years ago.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's beautiful. It's
Has everyone?
beautiful.
I've been there as well.
Yeah, it's stunning. It's stunning. So I'm interested to see. I'm sure they'll mark where the fire was and what's new and what got destroyed and whatnot. I know that they also they use 3D scan information from the developers of Assassin's Creed because
Nuh-uh.
because the Notre Dame was in there and they had gotten this like 3D scan information to make the game so they could model it accurately.
That's cool.
And they were able to procure some of that, and that helped in the reconstruction of it, which I thought was crazy. So
All
I wanted
video
to,
gamers are like, see, look
Yes.
what.
right. I was like, it's like first thing I read that as I called my mom, I was like, I told you.
Yeah. Video gamers are like, we came out with a hit show, The Last of Us, and we fixed the cathedral.
Well, it makes me wonder from this experience, has somebody that was working for a video game company created an offshoot company that just goes and 3D scans old buildings so they have backup 3D like blueprints or whatever, you know?
My one of my best friends for probably like 4 or 5 years, he's a structural engineer, and he worked at a company that had the hardware and software they would go to historical locations and they would basically just create a scan of it for the archive. That was all he did. It was really pretty amazing. He only stuck with it for a while.
Nerd.
Is the other half, is the other half of their business like a matchbook company?
I don't what? Yeah, they no, they didn't get any money from like rebuilding it. They would just do it just for there to be a I want to say one of the like they went to some really incredible locations for that like the Notre Dame Cathedral would be a client of theirs. Like that's the level at which they were working at. Like something like that, where it was like historically we need to protect and map out what these places look like. But yeah, he has really interesting jobs. He investigates buildings now that get like if somebody like wrecks into their car into a building, he like goes and like does the forensics to like figure out how it was hit and why it got hit and if people have to leave. Pretty exciting.
That's awesome. The building whisperer.
He's a building whisperer. Does anybody have anything else they want to add about the Notre Dame Cathedral?
Wow, good story.
All right. Moving on to our continuation of old stuff news. A 700-year-old chair is getting a facelift for King Charles III's coronation. Conservator at London's Westminster Abbey is carrying out meticulous restoration work on a fragile 700-year-old chair to ensure King Charles III can sit in it on his coronation in May. The ancient throne, known as the coronation, I hate that word, coronation, has been at the centerpiece of English coronations for centuries. I'm gonna skip some of this. They described the chair as one of the most precious and famous pieces of furniture in the world. Go ahead and everybody start thinking about other famous furniture right now. Nevertheless, it must still undergo some conservation work ahead of the ceremony, which is Saturday, May 6th. The oak chair is believed to have been crafted in the year 1300. And has hosted 39 monarchs since the year 1060.
Wow.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Where is it normally stored when it's not used for the coronation?
Oh, that old thing.
In a have you ever seen one of those pods that are in people's it says they have an agreement with pods. No, I'm not sure where they store it. This isn't a tour. I don't work at the Abbey.
Well, no, I'm curious. Like, is it something
This
that's
is
like
pretty
on display
incomplete
in a
news.
museum?
I know. It's a good question. It's a good question.
No, that's okay,
However,
Cassandra. He doesn't want us to comment or ask questions on it. He doesn't,
He just doesn't want me to make him say coronation again.
All right.
Yeah.
So I do have some more fun stuff on it though. It was originally covered in gold leaf and was decorated with colored glass as well as patterns of birds, foliage, and a king painted by Edward I, master painter. The gilding features what is known as punchwork, tiny intricate dots that create images and patterns. Christa Blesley, as seen in this photo, is giving the chair a surface clean with sponges and cotton swabs to remove ingrained dirt, and will be stabilizing surviving layers of the gilding. Now, despite the significance of the chair, it has suffered occasionally over its lifetime. This is a throwback photo there. But it's covered in graffiti.
Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah. They said there's graffiti all over. There's graffiti on the back dating from the 18th and 19th centuries. And it's believed, I just think how brazen, what a brazen,
Right.
It's got to be the most impressive graffiti you could pull off. They believed it to be the work of local schoolboys and visitors. One
What?
carving One carving reads, P. Abbott slept in this chair July 6th, 1800. Can you imagine? Can you imagine the repercussions of getting caught in the year 1800 drawing on the king's chair?
Oh, that would make your mom proud. Jeez.
For some reason, I don't think it would be like a slap on the wrist.
No, it's probably
It
something
would be.
Like
Why are-
guillotines were still around.
Why
Or
are
they
we
didn't even
getting-
notice because like there's no proper security of all the rooms, you know, like I can totally see some kid just getting away with it because no one was even paying attention too.
He would go off being, seen but not heard. Wait, we haven't even seen him.
I mean, I just can't imagine. Also, some of this graffiti is like pretty good looking. When you think it was just a person with a knife, probably, right?
That
Right.
JG is like got really nice serifs on it.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to think about the bullets you're sweating as you're like, all right, I got to get my name. I mean, also you're putting your name on it.
Or your buddy's name.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
I didn't do it, Mom.
Yeah.
Wasn't me.
I was trying to think of other famous furniture. Legitimately famous furniture, Oprah's couch.
President.
13th century.
I mean, I'm not even joking. I mean,
Right.
I actually, no, it should be a replica, but yeah, I'm trying to think of other famous furniture. President's desk.
Sure.
Sigmund Freud's couch.
There you go.
Ooh.
That's a
all
good
the
one.
different- The Lincoln desk would be a good one.
Isn't there still Marie Antoinette's bed around like at the Met?
I'd imagine the velvet box seat that Lincoln was sitting in at that last performance. he
Oh,
went to.
probably.
Ford's Theater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'd want to be in the room with that one though.
No.
No. But the chair is this. I think that this chair is still in the
Yeah.
lead.
But this chair is like, I mean, that looks pretty bad. And I'm thinking like, there must have been a point where they just didn't
Right.
take care of it.
I mean,
Like because how often is it really used? Wouldn't
Right.
it be like, wouldn't you have like the best people possible keeping this chair as pristine as possible?
I gotta say, this photo, it looks like a lot happened between then and now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. It looks awesome there. But it looks like there's like it was painted over almost, right? Doesn't that look like
Yeah, it does.
the original gold leafing is sitting underneath like some sort of like house paint that P. Abbott shellacked over it to cover up his name. An older P. Abbott.
I mean, it is rough. It is really, it doesn't
Yeah,
look.
I'm just like, you're gonna need a lot more cotton.
Yeah, here's my question is how many years before you think this is at a
We don't even let the king sit in it anymore.
like an estate sale and nobody knows, you know?
A lot.
Yeah, it's
Or it
it's
could be, what if it already has been and that's part of its history? Like there's like the 500 years it went missing.
yeah,
Go to
there's
about a yard sale.
yeah.
Yeah, but
Oh my God. Yeah. Like there was like a half a century period where it was like keeping a bunch of like books up or something like that.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
it was just kind of like Rumspringa, but for the
It was in
king's
the
chair.
nursery.
Rumspringer.
Rumspringa, but for the chair. Yeah.
And this is,
Anyways.
I struggled with this figure the last time with Anne because there's something about her being beat up that's really hard to deal with.
Yeah.
I'm talking about. I mean,
We're talking about drawing.
yeah. Well, hey, we're getting back to some. I've got some stolen stuff, and it is art related. But I feel like that was art related because of the graffiti.
Oh, very much so. That's
Definitely.
Oh, very much so. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I mean, there's some great graffiti, that serif font. All
How often do you
right,
see serifs and graffiti? Come on.
Yeah.
You don't. You don't. Bring it back. All right. Spanish police nab art thieves, recover 100-year-old Dali drawings. Spanish police have recovered two 100-year-old drawings by surrealist painter Salvador Dali that were stolen last year in a burglary in Barcelona. They've detained three brothers aged 50 to 55 who seized the two drawings, and they also seized other works, including graphic works by fellow Spanish artist Joan Miro, luxury watches, and valuable coins and banknotes. They're all out on bail. Pretty amazing.
What?
Yeah, all out on bail.
Well, they made a lot of money.
Yeah, I was gonna say, luckily they had all these
They're
paintings
professionals.
as collateral.
I wonder if
Exactly. Oh my God.
those three brothers are going to be hanging around Spain very long.
Did we cover this? It's theft in a previous Action News a year ago, or was this pre-Action News? Action Art News.
You know what? I bet there's a good chance that we have, because I search art theft every time I do Action News. It's my like go-to. Did anybody look at the FBI's art theft like investigation website? It's pretty cool.
Oh, I forgot to. I meant to do that.
I recommend it.
I really wanted
Highly
to.
recommend. It's a cool page. It's worth it. But yeah, pretty brazen. And I was interested in knowing more about the bail situation in Spain. It seems pretty
Yeah.
easy. I feel like you'd be in a lot of trouble.
Well, it's art. If it was baseball cards, then
Right.
yeah.
Right. In Spain, probably right.
Spanish baseball cards.
Yeah.
I just stole these baseball cards
What is baseball?
Right.
into the.
There's got to be wonky law in relation to it.
Mhm.
Like, I'll tell it later, but there was a time when I used to take private art lessons in middle school, and my art teacher, after she passed away, later there was an actual Renoir in her attic, and they were trying to claim that they found it at like a flea market or something, but it was actually stolen from the Baltimore Museum of Art.
Whoa.
And you knew her.
Yeah, I took art lessons from her, and she was like the former Miss Washington, D.C. in the 1950s. Like, this lady lived a crazy life, but I didn't know it was that crazy that she'd a stolen Renoir. It was like a painting done on a handkerchief that Renoir did for his mistress.
Wow. I studied abroad in France, and I stayed with a host family, and they were this is how they introduced themselves to me. They said, and this is all in I was really bad at speaking French, but they were like, the Kennedys? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, we're like the Kennedys of France.
What?
That was how they introduced it. And I'm like in their house, and I'm looking around, and I'm like, this doesn't feel very Kennedy-ish, right? And so like I just kind of was like, I must have not understood that, right? And because that must have been a lost in translation conversation. And then it was like 2 months later, they're like, meet us they were very cold and not very friendly, and they did not like me. And
Aw.
um, but they were like, meet us at the car. We're gonna go meet our parents. We're gonna go have dinner with, the patriarch, like the paterfamilia of the family, and it's like a pretty far drive. And I'm wearing jeans and like a flannel, and everyone at the car is in full suit and like cocktail, like really dressed up. And I was like, oh, let me go change. And they were like, no, we told you to be here now. We're going. Get in the car. And we
Wow.
go out to like, it's like the French countryside outside of Nantes, France. And their parents lived in a replica of Marie Antoinette's like
Versailles.
yeah, in Versailles, like her, what would you call it, the
House.
little like mini
Chateau?
castle.
Chateau.
That's the yeah, I was a French major and I couldn't think of the word chateau. No,
Now,
and it
why
had
would
a
they not
moat.
like you?
Hey, there was a time where I was fluent. But it had a moat, and when I went in, they took my phone, and I had a little camera, and everybody took it, and the reason why was explained by my host brother, which is all of the artwork there was stolen.
Whoa.
What?
Yeah. They didn't want any photos of inside the chateau. It was wild.
And you were the problem, right?
Right.
They hated
Yeah.
me. I remember at dinner, they were like talking about the property and everything. And I'm sitting there. I was so nervous because they had very traditional French dinners, which literally everybody else that I studied abroad with, like no one had to deal with this level of like I had to be in tune with like French tradition from like the 1950s for dinner. And there's just like a process for everything. It was like an etiquette class. And so I was always nervous at dinner, and they were talking about the property and everything. And they're like, yeah, you should really go. You should definitely explore the property. And I was like, oh yeah, I would love to. Like, I look forward to doing that. And they were like, go now. It was in the middle of dinner. So I get up and I'm just like walking around outside, like the garden, and I'm looking through the window and I could just see them all. They're just like clearly just like talking about me.
Oh.
Nudie French.
I was wearing a flannel. Literally, it was the most uptight environment. I've never been less prepared for a situation.
And Timmy, these are snooty French art thieves we're talking about here.
Right.
Yeah.
Look in
I
America.
feel like it's your fault. Did you read how closely did you read the brochure to the study abroad?
Yeah. They were so mean. I can't even tell the stories of how mean they were.
Who did they think they were going to get as a student? Like,
What's that?
I said, I'm just trying to figure, who did they think they were going to get as a student when they signed up for this?
I won't go into it, but they described to me what I asked them, I was like, when I filled out the form to get like assigned to host family, there are like a couple things that you could request. And mine was just like, I just don't want to be with a French family that smokes inside. That was like the only thing I put on it. And I was like, so did you guys ask that I didn't smoke? And they were like, no, but then they told me everything that they did ask for and that they didn't get any of it.
So somebody who could, an American who could keep secrets.
I'm not even going to go into what they said, but it was like one of those things where I was like, man, that was like the harshest burn I've ever been given.
Oh, man.
No, it became like hilarious. It became like the roast of Timmy Trayvon every night. But yeah. Yeah. Anyways, we got more.
I feel like I would like these people in a weird way.
I at the end of the trip, we were saying our goodbyes. I was like, if you guys ever come to the States, because I know you guys come to the States every once in a while, if you're ever in the Midwest area, like you have a place to stay. And the host mother said, we won't do that.
Oh my gosh.
It was intense.
I feel like
Maybe
you
it's
baited her into saying that though to me at that point, right? Because I would have.
You're like, I want to hear the other side of this story. You're like,
Yeah.
some host family has this like nightmare story they tell about the kid that they hosted 10 years ago.
Ooh, that's beautiful.
All right.
Whoa.
Rare Van Dyke painting sells for $3. Am I saying that correctly?
Yeah.
Rare Van Dyke painting sells for $3 million. The owner originally bought it for, anybody want to guess?
I know.
$300.
Hmm.
His
It's a little
bathroom.
bit higher.
600. So Bill, that would have been a fire
It's a
sale.
good guess.
Good guess.
Yeah, don't be
It was-
ridiculous, Bill.
You're talking about a master classic and your guess is 300? No. Once abandoned in a farm.
You set it up that way, you know.
All right. Once abandoned in a farm shed, the rediscovery of this painting has just sold for $3 million at auction. The piece is a study for a later painting produced by the Flemish master called Saint Jerome. The final painting is currently held by the museum in Rotterdam. The study, which portrays a nude older man sitting on a stool, is unique for a few reasons. It's one of only 2 large studies that he crafted from live models. It was likely painted between 1615 and 1618. One more thing. The person who found it, Albert B. Roberts, is a passionate collector of lost pieces, describing his collection as an orphanage for lost art that had suffered from neglect.
Oh, it's like the island of misfit toys.
Right.
Pretty amazing. What is the?
Did he? He didn't know he had the Van Dyke though, did he?
It's
Or
sounds like
he's the person who bought it at auction.
he was the person.
Oh, okay. He was a person that bought it, not the person who originally purchased it.
I'm going to put a pin in this, everybody. We should be moving on to post 3. Hashtag Drawing Hive and at Visual Arts Passage on Instagram. Please post your work.
Oh, good, because I was right-handing it in solidarity with Cassandra, and
Oh, were you?
that was not-
Yay.
it's not easy.
Oh,
You guys-
so painful.
Thank you so much. I have to go.
Bye, Bill.
Thanks for joining us, Bill.
Anyways,
Good man, Bill.
yes, you Bill. I'm going to stop sharing just so everybody can see everybody drawing, but pretty amazing artwork.
Wow.
I can't imagine finding a deal like that. I get excited at the clearance rack.
Right.
Now, Timmy, you didn't include one of the stories I sent you this week.
Oh, you sent me. Well,
I sent you 2 stories.
did you really?
Yeah, one
I
of
mean-
them was really funny because in Palm Springs, there's like this 28-foot high Marilyn Monroe statue that they're trying to get taken down because they don't like that they
Oh,
can see her
I
underwear.
I didn't get these. I gotta say we gotta save them. Save them for next week. I didn't. get them. Yeah, I know what news story you're talking about though.
Yeah, the other one, like the Van Dyke, is way better version of a similar story. So that like was a much better one. But this one, I just thought it was hilarious because people were in uproar about that.
You know, those things about those studies, it's like even in auction houses, there's so many of them that even if you bought one at an auction house for $600, I wouldn't be surprised if like they're, mislabeled as like one person and really another.
Yeah.
Did I haven't told you this, Ray. I just dealt with an auction house. There was auctioning one of my 2 of my father's pieces. And
Mhm.
they had 2 of my father's pieces and they had 2 of mine pieces labeled as my father's.
What?
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah.
Was so so
And so I reached out to him. You know, I mean, I was actually kind of frustrated by it. And I reached out to him and told them. And literally they got back to me like 2 months later and said, thank you. That's all they said.
wow.
Thank you for
2
pointing
months
that
later, was it
Yeah.
after the show, after the auction? I would imagine, right?
Yeah, there's I don't know. I have to go look. I don't know if they sold or not. But I just thought that was really not very responsible.
Yeah, you see, that's what I'm talking about right there.
Aren't they
Ay, ay, ay.
required to kind of research the origin of pieces before auctioning them off
Just-
to?
You gotta see the back of an auction house place. It is like the back of a Costco,
Yeah.
where I like storage room. I'm sure I've told this, but like I had a friend who used to work at Christie's, and he would like let me go back there, and it was like they're just like these metal racks, like you would see in a BJ's or or Costco, and they would just be all stacked and separated by cardboard. And there's so many of them. And they're like the auctions are going in and out, and there are new pieces coming. Like he was in shipping too and receiving, and he was a coordinator for that. And yeah, so I'm not surprised if there wasn't like enough time where they were like, yep, this looks like a Mark English too.
It didn't look anything like
Yeah.
English. That's the.
I know. It's just, there was one actually on the day I was there, they had received a painting, and the shipping people were around it, and they were like, oh, look at this. And I came up to them because my buddy had to run, and I was like, what painting is that? He goes, it's a Monet. You want to hold it? And I'm like, what? And it was, yeah, true story. And it was a Monet. It didn't look nothing like a Monet, but it was signed Claude Monet. It was just some sort of landscape study he had done. Yeah.
Did you say, hey, I really can't see it very well here. You mind if I step outside to look at it in the light?
You know what, John? There was it was basically in where the trucks came in, so I could have made a run for it and hit that train. But
I can't see it well. Let me step outside and look at it in the light.
yeah,
Love
I
that.
think I would have lost a friendship. That would have been an end of a friendship.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Gained a Monet.
But the beginning of a life of luxury, right?
but you could only show it to people that you trusted. You could never tell anybody.
And your exchange.
Yeah. Right. And my exchange students, yeah.
What do you think like a Claude Monet just like signature would be worth? Like he just signed
Probably a lot.
like his jeans, or like a hat,
Well-
the back of a baseball cap.
What was that famous Picasso story, right? Where he right, wasn't there a famous Picasso story? It was a bunch of like young American writers who were in Paris the first time after World War II, and they were like, do you know that one? Well, Cassandra knows it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So all the writers, they were young and they had never been to Europe, and it was after World War II, and everybody was flooding into Paris and stuff. And these young writers were like in the cafes because they heard about it, and they were just buying drinks left and right. And they were like, yeah, we'll put it on the account. And like they ran up this huge bill. And at the end of the night, the major D came up and was like, listen, we called the contacts that were supposed to pay for this thing, and they refused to pay. They're not paying for this crazy bill. And they started to freak out because they didn't know what to do. They didn't have the money to pay for this like exorbitant bill that they ran up. And all of a sudden, the major D was like called over to the corner, and there was like an older gentleman sitting there in the corner by himself, and he had asked for the bill, and the major D gave it to him, and then he just looked at it and like did something to it, and then the major D came back and he goes, your bill's been taken care of, And all of a sudden the writer's like, well, what are you talking about? It's like, well, Monsieur Picasso took care of your bill for you. And they looked at it and he had just signed the check. That's all he did was he signed the bill. And that's what paid for the night of drinking and eating. So what I'm saying is like, signature is worth a lot of stuff. If Monet's like doing it on jeans and things like that.
Yeah, you just wanted to keep track of his pair.
Right, John. So John, if you see like, Mark English, signed Yeezys or something like that, then from the same auction house, then something's up.
I could see maybe Stan Smith's, but that was his brand.
I only know this just like from I Love Lucy, but like she had like an autograph book, like that was part of part of the show. She had an autograph book, and like that's of an old world, right? Like I don't.
Oh yeah.
Or maybe, does that happen at Comic-Con? Do people have autograph books? I mean, I know people get autographs, but like an autograph book.
I know people that collect signatures on like big posters or like a piece of like art. So if they had an autograph book, I could see that there's value in that for sure. Like you wouldn't be, I'd be going to Christie's for something like that too, or Sotheby's or whatever,
So this is on the topic of autographs. This is wild. It was actually really sweet. Salacuse helped me. He gave me via text guidance on directing this comedy special for this comic that was coming through Kansas City. And so I shot the special. This is like 2 weekends ago, and it went really great. And the comic, his name's Dayton Bissett, really funny. And we were talking, and he's really young. He's like 23, I guess. And he was asking me like, why I was doing it and everything. And I was like, oh man, I'm obsessed with comedy and comics. And I used to write fan letters to comics all the time. And he was like, I used to do the same thing. And I was like, did anybody ever write back to you? And he was like, Jim Carrey. And I was like, Jim Carrey is the only person who ever wrote back. Right? And I was like,
that's what I heard. I heard he always wrote people back.
Okay, so this is funny though, because this kid is 11 years younger than me. And so there's a big spread of it, right? And I was like, it's not a letter, it's just like his portrait, and it's signed, "Spank you very much, Jim Carrey." And he has the exact same one, but he got his in 2016. I got mine in like 1998. Yeah, like almost a 20-year spread.
Amazing.
That's hilarious.
Well, it worked for him, right?
You buried the lead there, Timmy.
Yeah.
About you directing.
Yeah, well, we're still editing it and stuff, but it was fun. It was cool. Salacuse, man, what a nice guy. Just an absolutely nice guy. So extremely generous with his time.
He's okay.
Yeah.
What does he do again? No.
Yeah.
Not like he's Jim Carrey or anything.
Yeah.
He was pretty cool. He just like text me ideas and be like, you don't want to do that. Do it this way. Which if you guys have people like that, I'm sure you all do. If people you text or call.
Yeah, for specific things. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, I do want to say one thing, everybody. Enrollment is for the spring semester is in full swing, and we're actually in the middle of early bird pricing. So classes start April 21st, but early bird pricing ends March 14th, which is next Tuesday. So if you want to save $200 on your art mentorship class, want to learn from somebody like Cassandra, Raymond, in the gallery art world, or you want to focus on illustration, character design, now's the time to do it. Use discount code ARTSY, ARTSY, and you'll save, it's $200 off. So but that ends next Tuesday, so soon. Don't sleep on it.
$200 is a
Substantial amount.
substantial amount, man.
Think about
Yeah.
all the art supplies you could buy with saving from that.
You'd be set for like 2 years, Cassandra,
Yeah, it's like John and I,
except for the Gamar.
yeah. I mean, Sandra said it. John and Timmy are basically buying you $200 of art supplies.
Yeah.
Right.
Seriously.
And if you
I
get your
didn't-
cardboard in the back at Costco,
Right. Right. That's what's that? It's a third of a Van Dyke. So
right.
Oh, I like somebody in the chat said this. I don't know if it's true, but it would be true. It's Picasso would pay in check, knowing that the customer would not cash it.
Right. I've heard
oh,
that.
that's slick.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to get to that point in my life. Wow.
Well, how about this, Ray? The rumor was, I mean, he's one of the few people that achieved so much wealth while he was still alive. His estate is, I mean, the amount of work, the amount of other artists he owned was amazing. But he would literally, like, he was capable of like trading a painting for a chateau in Monte Carlo or something. I mean, just this such insane wealth.
Wow.
Say that if he was paying in check, I mean, like it was like check or cash then, right?
Yeah. Well, he
Yeah,
lived.
so it's like-
I mean, he lived until like almost 1970, right? Like 19.
Yeah, so
late
up until
60s.
he died, it was pretty much cash or check for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I bet he had a diners club.
okay. But he wasn't like he wasn't like Venmo.
I'm kidding.
Imagine the commercial.
Diners club.
You can still accept Diners Club on Shopify.
You're kidding me.
Not
There
joking.
still is Diners Club.
Oh, okay.
Deal with your problems yourselves like adults.
We just got destroyed by a bunch of sound effects everywhere. I'm sorry.
It's like, am I hearing Wilson being
Yeah, that was the sound effect board got out of hand. That was scary. It's like a ghost.
I was gonna say, will the sound effect board be make an appearance in the comedy special?
The soundboard is it going to make it in?
Yeah. Yeah.
No. No,
All
probably
right. Well, I'll
not.
wait for it till it comes out on Netflix.
It's not going to be. It will not be a Netflix special.
I'll Redbox it. Good luck.
Yeah. Redbox. I'm gonna check out what you're doing, Ray. Wow.
Oh, that
This
looks
is what I'm
lovely.
doing.
Ooh.
Is that what you're working on
Turn
now?
this off. Yeah, I just finished this up, and I'm gonna see if I can touch this person. This one up. I've been having a struggle of a day. I'm still reeling from my my kid's cold that I got from
Oh,
the
dude,
latest daycare cold.
It's brutal. Like it feels like never ending.
Never ending. I was gonna say I don't know if I did a artist spotlight guest speaker thing interview last Monday, and I was very sick. And I hope, yeah, I was like,
Were you super baritone for it?
Yeah, it was, oh my goodness. You know,
Right.
I was actually happy. My audio, I noticed that like I had, for some reason, my mic was set too low. But it was actually pretty good because I'm sure I was like just like a mucus mess, you know.
Oh, you
Not to
did great. I mean, you were like Jordan with the flu. You were great. You were good. You
Oh my
performed.
god.
That's what
Well, I had my cursor on the mute button just so because I was hitting it probably every 5-6 minutes to cough. But
Oh,
yeah,
we
it
did
was
rally,
wild.
really rally for it, but oh,
Yeah, but Jordan with the flu, I appreciate that. Yeah.
I've been chopping up those clips from Mike Thompson's talk. That some awesome stuff in there. If anybody's wondering, go to our YouTube channel. I hit the last turtle. So awesome of the
I love that.
Mike.
Uh,
So
yeah,
good.
yeah. I reshared that on Instagram and he was laughing at it. He thought it was really funny. He shared it too.
Oh, good. I was
Yeah.
like,
He said,
when I made the clip, I was like, this might stir up some drama. Because
no, I had reshared it saying Mike T was first, and then and he had reshared it like with the hashtag first, definitely first.
can you like give a brief rundown of what had happened?
So there's this new graphic novel, well, fairly new, or a comic book series called The Last Ronin, and it's basically a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles like future alternate universe story where like all the turtles have been like fallen in battle, right? They're all gone. And the last person left is Michelangelo, and he's got all of the weapons. And I remember, so Mike Thompson, who we did the interview with, he has this piece that has him. Basically, it's like the last turtle. So it's like Michelangelo with all of the like the weapons and things like that, and he said that, and I remember first seeing it and thinking to myself, oh yeah, just like The Last Ronin. Cool. And I was like, I guess everyone's doing like fan art about it. And he had done that years ago. And he was on tour. He said that like everyone came up to, he was on tour for Wacom, like across all of South America. And he would tell this story. And people were like, oh, I thought that you had done like for The Last Ronin, right? For The Last Ronin. And he's like, no, I was like 8 years before that, man. So I have it on my screen here. Right here. Yeah, there it
that's
is.
amazing.
And he said he had done it, and he's just like, it irks him that he has to like, people think that he just ripped off like, or he's trying to get clicks for it, but he had came up with this concept a long time ago, which I thought was hilarious, you know. But it's true when you look at it, there's telltale signs, you know, like he said the first Deadpool movie had just came out, and he's got like, this is before, like, look at the old AirPod or iPod.
Yeah, the Nano.
Yeah, the Nano, right? So like it's 100% dating it, you know.
I can't read it on ArtStation, but it says posted how many years ago?
7 years ago.
Come on. That's a long time
It says
ago.
post a long time ago. Yep. So Mike T was first.
Yeah.
But great guy. It was a great interview. I
You did a
love
great job with it, Ray. It was a good interview.
Oh, I'm glad. He made it a lot easier. But he has a good radio voice, right? I wasn't lying.
He's built for it. If anybody wants to check out a cool show, Stylus League is on. Stylus League is his YouTube show, and that's on Friday nights. So
Yep.
so we can promote it because we don't do things on Friday nights. Yeah, no, it's cool.
Yeah.
I would recommend. Ray, you've been following it, right?
Oh yeah. His they're doing every week they have every month they have a theme. So it's like a month-long theme where they sculpt up basically they're all sculptures, you know, and he's an illustrator. He has a career doing illustration, and he's done movie posters, and but he got into digital sculpting, and so they sculpt for that month the whatever the theme is. So they're doing Spawn, characters from Todd McFarlane's Spawn this month. But the artist that they're doing it with is this artist by the name of Raphael Phillips, and he's done work for Moon Knight and Creed, and he worked at Blur Studios. I mean, he's an incredible artist. So they and his co-host Bradley is is a character artist over at Bungie. I mean, so these aren't like so basically amateurs, They're so yeah. But so Mike was great though. He was great. He was really super gracious. My wife had asked me how'd it go, and I was like, Mike was exactly who I hoped he was going to be like.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I thought you knew him. Like that was how great of a rapport you had. I thought you guys were
Oh, cool.
But
No,
yeah.
that was the first time we met. That was the first time we met. But his setup is pretty nice though. Kind of embarrassed me.
Yeah, the second you logged on, I was like, damn it.
Yeah.
This guy.
Yeah, Adam, his mic game is clutch, and also his he's got one of those backdrops too for his like his whole what I'm talking about, like
gosh.
where he's got the the little lamps like in the back behind the cabinets that illuminate the things behind it. Like he's got the whole thing,
He had these like animated transitions. It felt like you were watching like Monday Night Football.
Yeah, it was, right? Yeah. So he had broadcasting graphics, and he's like, "Oh yeah. Let me just show you this screen here." And he's like, "Breep, breep, breep, breep." It looks like the inside of like Iron Man's like armor.
Wow.
It was wild. And he's like, "Oh no, that's not it." Oh man, I was like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Everybody,
So
this
a lot
is
of fun.
7-minute warning on this last pose. How has it been drawing? This is the third week drawing Pedro Pascal, right? Is he easy to draw, fun to draw? Do you get tired of it? There are certain people you could draw an infinite number of times and it not bother you.
Yeah, he's fun to draw. He's got good features.
Yeah, I would have enjoyed him.
Sandra, are you sure you're
Oh wow.
left-handed?
Oh,
Yeah,
it
I think
sounds
it's
so rough and slow, guys.
Oh man.
I think it's pretty.
Yeah.
I think we've been hoodwinked, folks. The pool shark is an art shark.
Yeah.
I have to hold the pencil weird because it doesn't feel right to hold it like this. So I've just been holding it like this.
I was gonna say, it's pretty like it just looks so uncomfortable when you're holding.
Yeah, like my wrist is sore because I'm just not used to using my right hand this way.
Cassandra,
I don't know.
that's what was happening to me when I was drawing with my left hand. Drawing,
Yeah.
my arm was getting tired.
Yeah, like that. You don't think about the muscle that you've built up in your painting arm until you're using something else. And then you realize, oh, like I actually did build up some funny jolly muscles.
That's actually why I only joined you in solidarity on one of them, because my arm was just getting really tired.
I'm proud I made it the whole
Adam,
time, but yeah.
Don't tell your wife that, Adam.
Oh, right.
That's too funny. There's something to be said for that though, because I remember when I was taught in the classroom. Adam, have you ever had this too, where like students complain about like, my arm's just so tired, and I'd be like, what? You've only been drawing for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, I always, when that
Yeah.
happens, I actually, my trick is to like give them like this spiel that I heard on Radio Lab about like, muscle weakness and or just about how your sensation of feeling tired is like this thing that from an evolutionary perspective, your body kicks in early, to keep you from. But ultimately, they stop complaining to me because they're like, oh God, he's going to tell us another story. But it's just like this idea that first pang of exhaustion you have is your body going, oh man, don't kick in, don't hit the reserves, whatever you do, And but if you never exercise, that first pang comes on really, really early. And so but once anyone who exercises, it's like you work through that first bout of feeling tired, and suddenly you go, hey, wow, I can just keep going forever. And it's because you've kind of called your system's bluff on feeling tired. But when I start bringing that up in drawing, my kids are like, God, I thought this was not going to be gym class. Don't do that, man. And but yeah, it's they're very often surprised by the physicality of art making.
Yeah, when you are doing it a ton, you get used to it, and you kind of you don't think about it anymore because you're used to going for 8 hours working on the painting.
Right. But this idea of going like, guys, if you're successful, you might have to take a day where you spend 8 hours with one arm up in the air. Like, this
Yeah,
kind of
that's true.
Get in shape for it in a weird way.
Mike Thompson talking about that. What deadline did he get? He had 2 days. He spent 2 all-nighters back to back, and he's like 40. Oh,
No, he's 55. He's like, I'm 55, man. I ain't doing that. I can't do this anymore. It's not good. He looks good for his age, right?
Yeah, he looks good.
Yeah, but two all-nighters back to back. I was just like, I can't. If I stay up till 11 tonight,
right?
My Friday will be bad.
First of all, it came out really bad that Mike looks good for his age, like as if if he were anything else, he would look like any other age, he'd look decrepit. But so he looks a lot younger than he is. I remember Bill Mon. This is an embarrassing story, but it's okay. I don't mind telling because Bill will never see this. He was working on a illustration for like an ad job, and he had to pull. He's like, I'll do it as long as I ain't doing all-nighters. And they're like, don't worry, Bill, we got plenty of time. It's not even, don't worry. He's like, no, I'm too old for that stuff. I'm gonna be 70. And he, of course, when they said like, don't worry about it, it turned into that he had to pull like two all-nighters in a row again. And he was so tired. He had to go teach the next day after the second one. And he was I remember I was taking his head painting class, and painting next to him, and I'm like, wow, like he's painting up a storm, and all of a sudden I look away, and I'm just concentrating on my painting, and I look over it, and there's a huge brushstroke going right through the face of the model. Bill had fallen, was dozing off, and he had a bunch of paint, and it just went right through the middle. Yeah. And he was like, yep. He goes, and so he told us, he's like, yeah, I had to pull some all-nighters. I'm really tired tonight, and I was dozing off. And so I was like, oh man, and he doesn't drink coffee or anything like that. So he, I don't know how he got home. He had to drive. He lived in Napa at the time. So that's like, we were in San Francisco. So it wasn't like around the corner, but yeah.
I think coffee probably has a diminishing return.
The way I drink it.
Yeah. Yeah, the way. Me too, Adam. Right.
Adam, I'm into these. I've never drank coffee before until like my sister opened this creamery. The restaurant, and they first thing I had was a cold brew shake. She goes, you gotta
Ooh,
try this.
yum.
And it was like, oh my God, I can't drink these because I'm gonna gain so much weight.
Uh-huh.
So I started just drinking cold brew.
Uh-huh.
I'm an absolute addict right now.
Oh
I
my
love
God, John, you are such a hipster.
I go to the creamery every day because of that cold brew. Gotta have it.
What? You're man. Super hipster.
All the way.
I shouldn't talk. I used to roast my own beans. I was pretty snobby about it too. So
Roasted your own beans.
I've roasted
yeah, I did. Yeah.
the
Did
most
you really?
snobby way. My brother got me a membership to this coffee of the month club, and they'd like, you know, if you get these beans from Nicaragua and then beans from Ethiopia and beans from Madagascar, and but apparently there's like a hipster trend now of like wanting really lightly roasted beans. So I get these amazing coffees and they'd be like barely brown.
Yeah.
And they kind of taste like nothing. But the other thing, they'd have so much caffeine packed in them. You'd
Yeah,
have
they have way more caffeine.
yes. So you'd have this like cup of like kind of flavorless coffee, and then you like, you know, I'd hold a pencil and try to draw, and it would just be like this the whole time. So so but these bags are mounting up. So I'd start off my morning and take a pound of coffee and just stick it in the toaster oven for like a half hour, and then I'd make my coffee. And it was pretty good. Once I gave it like a homemade, a really lowbrow espresso roast.
So do you wait for like a second crack? Is that what you do? Do you know
waited
like the
for
whole
that.
like first crack, second crack?
Yeah, I let them turn black, and then they get this oily sheen on it. When they got shiny, then they were good.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think that's called the Vienna. I think.
Look at those fancy
Yeah.
terms coming out here. Did you get the second crack and all that?
Well, where I
No,
come
I've over roasted my beans, and I know the oily thing. It's like it's oily, baby.
oh
you know?
yeah, and you know, you get a new bag of coffee and you open it up, and if you see that on it, it's like, I don't care if it's 9 o'clock at night. I'm going home and making coffee right now.
Oh yeah.
That's hilarious.
I could drink a coffee now and go to sleep in half an hour. No problem.
I used to be able to do that.
Can't do
There's
that,
no
but I
effect.
do love coffee so much.
Was the coffee club like Sweet Marie's by any chance?
Oh, I think it was just called Coffees of the World,
Okay.
which sounds almost like the Wile E. Coyote Acme brand, right?
Right. Yeah.
That or one of those like commercials, you know, like you would get an album every month or something.
Right. Yeah, it's like
Just
named
pay
in
shipping and handling.
Yeah, it exactly. Pay COD. Oh, they don't do that anymore. Imagine if he bought me Coffees of the World, but it came COD.
Oh
Yeah,
my
cash
God.
on delivery. That was weird.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yep. Well, if you saw one of those, you knew you had stayed up well past your bedtime.
But wait, there's more. A lovely mug.
Right.
I worked
How can we
with,
make this deal even better?
when I worked with Jeremy Collins, we would, you know, like if you were really trying to get stuff done for a long time, he had it wasn't a pull-up bar. It was like, it essentially is a pull-up bar, but it's just like little climber, like grips that he had fashioned into the ceiling where we worked. And if he got tired, he would do like 20 pull-ups, just like, he was an absolute beast. I would do like 5 and I'd be like, okay, now I'm awake.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've done that. I know a couple do push-ups. You do push-ups if you're feeling tired, if you need to wake up.
It's tough
You
when
guys
you're
have any?
drawing, though. And it's like you go to exercise when you're drawing. You're like, all right, I'm awake now. Then you hold your pencil and it's not still anymore.
Yeah,
I
can do
almost,
lower body.
I almost failed high school typing because I had it like right after my gym class.
Yeah,
And I'd sit down and like put my hands over the keys, and like my fingers just did their own things.
yeah. Hey, everybody, start posting your work to Instagram, Drawing Hive and Add Visual Arts Passage. I'm going to be opening it up pretty soon. So you got a minute or two. So hurry up. Sorry, Adam. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, it wasn't that good a story.
I think it was amazing. I'm sorry, I was hitting the mute button as I was coughing, so I was just laughing, and like Adam just like trying to type with his like his mouth, you know.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
thinking about the conversation with the gym teacher, is what I was thinking about. No, seriously,
Yeah.
I can't climb the rope today. I got typing right after.
That's right.
Yeah, I got a typing final. I can't do it.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's funny, actually, the only reason I passed it wasn't because I actually passed it, was because my typing teacher like bumped me up to a B from like my average was like a 30. And she was like, well, I saw that you were a good student and I didn't want to keep you off the honor roll.
30 words per minute.
No, as in 30%. Like
Okay.
I was so far into F territory.
Both terrible.
There was
but-
no, yeah. There was no reason that I like, but she was like, but you're a senior and I'm not going to keep you back.
Huh.
Amazing.
But yeah,
30%.
which why is
30
I feel a little bad right
Maybe?
now. I've been doing that impersonation and admitting to you that she actually sounded like Alfred Hitchcock when she talked.
Yeah, I was wondering
What's
about
higher
what you
Yeah.
It's like,
Hello and good evening.
yeah,
My brother
um,
Alfred was also bad typo.
Yeah.
was this what type of typing was this?
Oh, this was
Digital
electric
typing
type,
there?
just an electric typewriter. The word processor would be invented the next year.
Ah,
And the person
I thought
Right
you might-
on.
We're
Yeah.
talking 1991.
Okay. Man, I just got a new keyboard so I can like toggle between 3 different machines, and it's a Logitech. And when I type on it, it's really bad for these nights because I sound like a person that like works at the like United Airlines desk. Like that's how loud.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So like the
You know
like
what
an
I'm
old school, like an old school, yeah, newspaper, yeah, the cherry switches, right? The
Yeah, it's so loud, and it's just like you
Yeah.
gotta punch it.
I'm surprised mine's hasn't come up. Mine's pretty loud. Let me see if I can hit my.
Yeah, Zoom's pretty amazing at cutting out that sound. Because mine, sometimes I'm just like flying on it, and I realize I'm not muted.
It's like, yeah,
What do you? Anybody remember what their words per minute were?
oh, mine's
Oh,
were
I was
awful.
Terrible.
Yeah.
I thought I had to pass, like, this was on a manual typewriter. I think I had to type 40 words a minute to pass the class.
That's amazing on a manual typewriter. I'm just
I
imagining.
don't think it was,
I
I was not, Timmy, I was not very good at it, and I
You
passed, so 40 is not that high of a number, I don't think.
I think I was at like.
Plus he was a senior.
You
And,
might have had your own Lila Jaffe looking out for you.
yeah, man,
I think I hit like
Lila
140.
Hitchcock,
Right.
140.
Yeah,
What?
that's fast, but it's not like, yeah. I wasn't using like you guys are talking about using like Hemingway's typewriter. It wasn't like that.
That's what I
That and the
thought.
polydactyl cat to get it done.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like, I mean, I don't remember exactly what my scores were, but it was definitely in the hundreds.
I remember
Definitely.
getting, Timmy, you'll get a kick out of this. I remember getting upset at Rachel because I thought she was just like pounding on the keyboard of our family computer. And then I went over, I was like, Rachel, what the? And I looked and she's typing, just like, I could not believe how fast she could type.
Yeah.
The moment I went to type something and I had not just come from gym class, I was like, wait a minute, I type pretty fast. I didn't know that. But I've never timed myself, because then I'd find out that I didn't, and I wanted to keep that illusion that it was just gym that kept me out of the secretary pool.
I'm looking at it. I probably was just breaking 100. 140 is too high. I was not at 140.
Oh, you were thinking about your heart rate while you were typing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really keep track
I think
of high scores from high school. Yeah. All right, everybody. I'm gonna open up Instagram. So we're doing it.
Woohoo!
Yay. I'm excited to stop. Just need to stop.
looks awesome, Cassandra.
Yeah.
Great job, Cassandra.
Woohoo!
Thanks, guys.
Righty McGurk.
Wow, looking great
Oh.
already.
Yeah.
Ooh.
There we
Nice.
go.
Nice job, Sally.
Oh wow, Sally.
Very nice.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh,
Oh,
Nice.
oh, wow. That expression
Very
is
good.
perfect.
nice.
Nice.
Great job.
Love it.
Uh-huh. Oh wow.
Oh, Randy.
Randy.
So good.
Very
That
nice.
blue.
Ooh.
Oh, that's lovely. Very delicate.
Oh, cool. Some digital.
Uh-huh.
More Pedro.
Nice.
Nice.
Oof.
Oh, that's
Ooh.
awesome.
Yeah.
Great name too. Hot dog.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Nice, Jeff.
Oh, yikes. Uh-oh. Sorry, everybody. All right.
Ooh.
Wow, Devin. Dang,
Nice,
man.
Devin.
Ooh.
Great likeness.
Jeez. Yeah.
Just a reminder, you have until Tuesday for early bird enrollment. Discount code artsy, $200.
Nice.
Wow.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Oh, that's nice.
that's lovely.
Cool.
Nice, AJ.
AJ, yay. I'm so glad he's doing well.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Ooh.
Oh, cool.
Huh.
Nice.
Yeah. There you
Ooh.
go.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
Nice.
Love how they blocked in color there.
Yeah.
Nice,
Gary,
Ooh.
Gary, why weren't you doing some right-hand drawings with me?
Yeah, Gary.
Yeah.
That was.
Oh, Charlotte, that's lovely.
Ooh.
Wow.
Nice, Gary.
Oh,
Oh,
wow, that's
man.
good.
Whoa.
Yeah, come on.
Lovely. Lovely.
Gary, you just don't like Cassandra. Yeah, let's just keep skipping that. Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, that's pretty. Nice.
Nice.
Uh-huh.
I like that comment.
Wait, that one said right hand.
That was great, Adam. Ooh, that's pretty.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's fun.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
Good job.
Nice.
Nice.
Ooh,
Ooh,
that's great.
really great.
Wow.
That's
Well, that's fun.
there.
Oh,
Yeah.
watercolor.
Uh-huh.
Gary said, I was using my right hand, Cassandra. I'm also right-handed.
Oh,
I love
that's
this.
nice paint there.
Oh, that's lovely.
Very nice.
Man, and right after the spam account, do not
Yeah.
Mercy Alfred, don't reply to them.
Yeah. Don't.
No.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, Kathy.
Ooh, nice
I
cat.
should have done that.
Beautiful.
I should have done that. Wow.
Beautiful. I
Wow,
know. Your color. Gorgeous.
Oh,
great stuff in here.
Really
Mhm.
nice.
Whoa.
Lovely.
that's really nice too.
Oh,
Ah,
great. That's so
Yeah.
good, Jeff. Nice,
Yeah,
Rebecca.
Oh, very nice.
Man.
Right?
Good job.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
Oh, that's so great.
Uh-huh.
Oh, cool.
Hey, Timmy, while we're doing this, I'll just have you say it one more time. What are we doing right now? What's VAP doing right now?
Oh yeah, we got that early bird
Beautiful.
enrollment. So
That's
you're
beautiful.
That is,
Kathy, you're on tonight.
yeah.
Sorry, Timmy, go ahead.
uh, yeah, so if you're looking to take your skill level to the next page, you know, and like level up, and if you're interested in illustration, gallery art, fine art, character design, we offer mentorships that are highly personable. They're really hands-on. They're industry focused, and we're enrolling right now. The classes start soon, but early bird enrollment ends next Tuesday. So huge savings, $200 in savings. So if you're considering it, now is definitely the time to do it. Highly recommend it.
Okay, now I can say it. Kathy, that is a home run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful painting.
Oh,
Cool.
Oh, that's
Very
great.
nice.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
Ah,
great. Wow.
beautiful. Beautiful.
Whoa.
15 minutes.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's so
Wow.
good.
I
Oh,
love
wow.
that.
Yeah.
I
Awesome.
love its name too. Artichoked art.
Yes. Oh, that's great too.
Nice.
Oh, nice, Felicity.
Oh,
Awesome.
Oh,
Whoa.
lovely.
Hers is like a good version of mine that I was.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's lovely.
yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
that
Really
looks good
cool.
too.
Oh, there's a lefty non-dominant hand drawing.
Oh, look at that.
Yay. Thank you.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, that was really good. Nice, Leslie. Ooh, that's good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Dang, that's great.
Wow.
Yeah.
Love that blue. Nice, Sander.
Uh-huh.
Good job.
Gone.
Really nice.
Cool.
Ooh.
Oh, that's fun. Good color.
Yeah, I like all of this. This is great.
Ooh, I love how you handled the hair. That's lovely.
Mm,
Nice.
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
There's like
All
his
right.
eighth one. Good job,
Yeah.
Jeff.
Bill
Nice,
had-
Bill.
Oh, Bill.
Look at
No
that.
Cobe.
Nice.
Wow. That's a beautiful.
Thought he was thought he had a phone call.
That's what I was gonna say.
I think he was still drawing.
Nice. Ooh, great job.
Nice.
Love it.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nicole, very nice.
Oh,
Wow.
There you go.
That is Nicole. That is
Yeah.
awesome.
I like that.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah. Eyes kind of remind me of Alex Katz.
That's nice.
Yeah, totally. That's a nice one too.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Keep doing that, Nicole.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh, that's fun.
Ooh.
That's nice drawing.
Mhm.
Oh, cool. I like that one.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Show. Got the mood of the
that's
show.
cool.
Uh-huh.
Kind of creepy and cool.
I love
Dominant
that.
hand.
Yeah, Charlotte.
Yay.
What?
Ow.
Wow.
Okay, you're way better with your non-dominant.
One continuous line.
Oh,
fun.
that's cool.
Look at that.
Yeah.
That's a really cool idea.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
John, you did yours with one continuous line, right?
Right.
Ooh.
I did one continuous pastel.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's good.
Ooh.
Really
Yeah,
nice.
me too, John. I use one continuous digital brush.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Really well done.
Speaking of Ray, I spoke with Kyle Webster yesterday.
Oh man.
Beautiful.
Man, what a charming guy that guy is. A really nice guy.
Great one. Thanks for joining us. This is a first timer.
Yeah. Oh,
Well,
Yeah, that's
welcome.
great.
Love it.
Aaron.
Love
Great
it.
job.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of submissions tonight.
Mm,
Cool.
Anyway, Ray, Kyle's
Wow.
next week,
fun.
2 weeks from now.
March 20th. Yeah.
2 weeks.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love what you did there.
Oh, wow.
That's really neat.
Jumping on the.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Anybody who's wondering,
That's
Kyle
fine.
Webster, if you've used an Adobe digital brush, you probably used a Webster brush. So he's talking with
Yeah,
John.
seriously.
He's talking with John on maybe one of the most popular digital brushes out there, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He's talking with John on March 20th for Artist Spotlight. So subscribe to our YouTube channel and sign up for a mentorship. Do it now. Don't wait. Get the discount.
So everybody, hey, everybody that joined us tonight and drew with us, thank you very much. And Cassandra, I hope you heal quickly.
Yes.
Thank you.
Bill, thank you for joining us. I know you've already left. Adam, thank you very much. Ray, thank you. Ray, I hope you heal quickly too. From whatever it is. Tim, it was a great night. Fun drawing with everybody.
Yeah. Have a great night, everybody. John, you got to end the
Everyone have a
meeting.
great
Thanks,
week.
everyone.
All right,
Good night, everyone.
I'm ending it. See y'all.
All right. See ya.